I am the Premier League Golden Boot winner. Today was my contract renewal, but I was blocked at the door. The man blocking the door was my wife Sierra's charity case, Jordan Trent. She paid for his degree, took him on every scouting trip.
Your injury will jinx the team tonight. You're kicked out of the squad.
I thought he didn't know who I was.
Who gave you the authority to do this?
He lit a cigarette in front of everyone.
Sierra owns this club, and she listens to me, so I run this place now.
I didn't argue. I just turned and walked away. Then, I pulled out my phone and dialed the billionaire chairman of the Premier League.
Dad, that multi-million-dollar sponsorship and the elite partnership I promised them for my renewal, cancel them all. I've just been fired.
For years, I wanted to prove myself with pure skill and love Sierra as a regular guy. I even begged my billionaire father for that multi-million-dollar contract just to save her business, ruining my own knee on the pitch. Walking back to the locker room, I looked at Jordan, that pathetic clown celebrating too soon.
Sierra, come to the locker room now. Jordan is kicking me off the team roster.
Jordan did not care at all. He even took a deep drag of his cigarette and blew the smoke straight at my face.
What? Captain Black? Are you surprised? Rules don't flex, but people do. Sierra feels sorry for my hard work. She gave me special permission to smoke here. Do you have a problem with that? Yeah. Jordan is the core of our team now. So what if he smokes? Some people have broken knees, but they still want to control everything.
He straightened his back. His face was full of bragging.
Jordan Trent, get this straight. I am Sierra's husband. I am the captain of this club. I built this team.
Husband? So what? You are just a washed-up star with a broken knee. You think you can flex on me? Sierra sponsored me. She trained me. I have a PhD in sports medicine from Oxford. She paid $1 million to bring me here to lead the team's future. You are just a lucky striker with no real training. How can you compare to me?
He took a step forward. He stared down at my bandaged knee.
I can keep you on the list, but I will give you one chance. Take off that ugly bandage. Right now. Tonight is a big game. Having a broken captain on the bench will jinx the whole night.
The locker room went dead silent. Then a huge wave of noise broke out.
Wow, Manager Trent is so alpha!
Take it off! Take it off! Take it off! Make him take it off!
Yeah, look at your own condition. You are offending Manager Trent with that bandage. So shameless. He always says he scored 80% of the team's goals. Does he mean we are all losers who can't score? Does he take all the credit?
I took a deep breath. I fought the urge to flip the locker room bench.
I scored over 100 goals for this team. That is a fact. Without my goals, this club would have gone down long ago. We wouldn't even have the money to pay your $1 million salary.
Jordan burst out laughing, and the others glancing at him also began to laugh in agreement. With everyone picking up a cigarette, as thick, suffocating smoke quickly filled the locker room, my heart went completely cold. What an irony. When Sierra first took over, she banned smoking. To help her build authority, I, the team's top striker, gave up my privilege. I suffered through brutal withdrawal. I trained like a madman to fight the urges. That insane sacrifice paid off. I carried this team and won the Premier League Golden Boot. But look at this chaos now. While I was away, recovering from my injury, the rules had become a joke. Just then, a young player I used to mentor stepped between Jordan and me. I thought he was going to speak up for me. But, out of nowhere, he turned and faced me with a cold sneer.
Leo Black, you're just a cripple now. Manager Trent told you to strip. That's giving you face. Don't be ungrateful.
I stayed silent. I just stared at him. That deathly cold glare froze him right in his tracks. Suddenly, the locker room door slammed open. Sierra strides in. Seeing her arrive so quickly, a flicker of relief warmed my cold heart.
She still cares about me. She came the moment I called.
Sierra, Jordan is...
The force knocked my injured knee against the bench. Burning pain flared as I looked up in disbelief.
You disappointed me, Leo. Jordan is an Oxford PhD in sports medicine, the future of our club. Apologize to him now.
An Oxford PhD, I frowned. I looked at Jordan. He looked more and more familiar. Wasn't he that punk, the high school dropout who worked as a ball boy in the lower leagues? The one the police took away for stealing things from the players' locker room. When did he suddenly become an Oxford PhD? Before I could speak...
Why are you smoking this cheap garbage? I bought you premium ones. Don't ruin your lungs.
Sierra, Maybe I should leave. Captain Black hates me. I can't manage the team like this.
She looked as if her heart was completely melting for him.
Did you hear me? Apologize to Trent right now. From now on, drop your captain attitude in this locker room. Keep your head down. If I catch you targeting Trent again, don't blame me for being heartless.
I became the joke of the locker room. I could hear every single nasty word they said. But Sierra wasn't done yet.
Leo Black, from today you are stripped of your captainship. Hand the armband to Jordan. Go report to the kit room. You will clean boots and smut off studs.
I let out a bitter laugh. Every single goal I scored, every drop of blood I spilled on that pitch, and my ruined knee that saved this club from relegation. It was all for a joke, and this was my reward. While I was bleeding for her business, she was busy playing saviour to a parasitic thief. I looked at Jordan's smug face, then at Sierra's protective stance. There was no pain left in me, only disgust. I didn't care who she loved anymore. I just realised they weren't worth my sacrifice. I used the bench to push myself up, ignoring the sharp sting in my knee. I straightened up, looking down at Sierra with coldness in my eyes.
Let's get a divorce.
Sierra looks up in surprise. Sierra's surprise on her face turned into pride and venom. She threw 2 documents in front of me, the divorce agreement, the image rights assignment. I looked at her.
Sign it, Leo. Then you can pack your bags and get the hell out.
I glanced at the contract, my face icy cold.
You want to cash in on my entire existence.
Sierra let out a cold laugh.
Look carefully, Captain Black. You signed your global image rights and all commercial concessions over to my agency years ago. It has nothing to do with you personally.
Looking at my signature, memories flashed. When I won my first golden boot, she cried and begged me.
I promise. It's just a formality.
I trusted her blindly. What a joke. I could see through every trick on the football pitch, but I couldn't see through the woman I loved the most. Looking at this agreement, I felt a chill run down my spine for the first time.
I'll sign.
If I were really just an ordinary player, they would have completely ruined me today, leaving absolutely nothing left of me.
I'm leaving this joke of a marriage with nothing.
I signed the document, but just as I turned to leave, Sierra stopped me.
Hold on. You are still under contract. You think you can just walk away?
Hand over your phone. Give me the personal contact of the Premier League chairman. From now on, I handle the money. You can get Lust.
So that was it. From the very beginning, their only goal was the money. A few months ago, I went to someone who basically rules the football world. I told him my team needed a sponsorship. He agreed. The deal was done. The money was set to hit the account in 2 weeks. Sierra and Jordan thought that during these 2 weeks, the sponsorship money had already cleared. They thought nothing could change. They thought that by kicking me out, this massive team contract would be all theirs. I laughed.
What are you laughing at? Trent has an Oxford PhD in sports medicine. He will handle the sponsors way better than you ever could. Let me tell you something, Leo. You are nothing without this club. From now on, the business future of this team belongs to Trent.
Here you go, Director Trent. I hope you have a wonderful conversation with the owner.
A fake PhD talking business with a Premier League giant? I couldn't wait to watch this clown show.
Oh, I forgot to tell you one little thing. That man is my dad.
10 minutes later, the press hall was packed. Sky Sports and BBC cameras were all in position. Jordan walks towards the podium, bathed in the flickering lights. He picks up the microphone and smiles warmly.
Thank you, everyone. And a special thanks to my fiancée, Sierra, for her trust. Without her, I wouldn't be here today.
Fiancé? I let out a cold laugh.
Actually, being able to achieve what I have today and standing in this position, I feel a little uneasy alongside my gratitude. Because I know that before me, the club also had some, well, so-called legends.
He paused on purpose, his contemptuous gaze sweeping over to the corner. My relaxed attitude completely set him off.
Take Leo Black. His stats were completely hyped up. His goals were pure luck. He just stood there and got fed by the midfield. My job is to elevate this team, not to rely on a washed-up player with a broken knee.
Media in the audience immediately began to whisper.
So that's how it is. I knew it. How could a washed-up striker be that amazing?
Some people took all the credit in the past.
Jordan pulled out his phone right in front of the reporters and dialed the number I gave him. To show off, he even connected the call to the press hall's speaker system.
My friends from the media, next, a live call with our biggest sponsor.
The phone call was connected.
Hello, Chairman? It's an honor. I am Jordan Trent, the new Director of Sports Performance for Sierra Sports Management and an Oxford PhD in Sports Medicine.
Sierra Sports Management?
Yes, exactly.
Where is Leo.
Jordan visibly hesitated for a moment.
Chairman, about that Leo Black who handled the contract, he's just a washed-up trash with a ruined knee and zero vision. He made a total mess of this deal. You've suffered enough because of him. But don't worry, that cancer who used team benefits for personal favors has been completely kicked out. I'm taking over this sponsorship. With my Oxford background, only an elite like me can execute this perfectly. Rest assured, Leo Black is a nobody now, and we—
Shut up!
Chairman? What do you—
Who the hell do you think you are to judge my son?
The entire venue fell silent, followed by the frantic flashing of the spotlight. I really wished I could have stayed to enjoy the looks on their faces right then, but unfortunately, I wasn't there. I actually just wanted to go grab a smoke. I know it's bad for my health, but after everything that happened today, I really needed it. Then, a crowd of men in sharp black suits burst into the room. A black velvet hood went over my head.
Hey, what the hell is this?
I yelled at the top of my lungs, but they didn't say a word. They grabbed my arms with hands like iron claws. Next was a fast, bumpy ride in a car that smelled like expensive Italian leather. Then, the car slammed to a stop. The door clicked opening, and the hood was ripped off my head. I blinked in the blinding sunlight. Once my eyes adjusted, I realized I was sitting in the back of a luxury van, parked right across the street from the players' tunnel exit. Sitting across from me, with her legs crossed gracefully, Grace White, head of White Star Sports Management. My biggest frenemy.
Leo Black, congratulations on escaping that nightmare.
The rival I respected the most, but also the one who annoyed me the most in the entire industry.
Sorry about the dramatic entrance. I knew you were too stubborn to leave on your own, so I decided to speed things up for you. White Star's door is always open for you. Ready to make Sierra regret every breath she takes?
I stared at Grace White. I thought either she had gone crazy or I had. She came from a top-tier elite family. Their wealth was so massive that even my billionaire dad had to be polite to them. For years, her top players fought against me in the transfer market.
You kidnapped me just to give me a job offer? Grace, your hiring methods are getting more illegal by the day.
Kidnapped? I prefer the term asset protection. If I hadn't dragged you out, you'd still be in that locker room, letting that gold-digging ex-wife of yours strip away your dignity. Seriously, Leo? Global image rights? You signed everything away for a few tears? I knew love made people stupid, but you just set a world record.
I trusted the wrong person. Lesson learned. But how did you get your hands on my case so fast?
Please, I've been tracking Sierra's agency for months. The moment she brought in that fake Oxford PhD, who, by the way, is a low-level thief I personally got bond from 3 stadiums, I knew she was setting a trap for you. I wanted to warn you, but you were too busy playing the devoted husband.
My eyes narrowed.
So, you have proof that Jordan's degree is fake?
I have his arrest warrants, his forged diplomas, and the bank records showing Sierra used your money to fund his lifestyle. I can destroy them by tomorrow morning. But
She tilted her head, her eyes glinting with ambition.
I want something in return, but before we talk business, I think you need to see this first.
She pulled out an iPad and tapped the screen, turning it toward me. It was a live broadcast of Jordan's press conference across the street.
I think you misunderstood one thing, Director Trent.
Chairman? What do you mean?
I never signed that multi-million-dollar contract with Sierra Sports Management. I signed it with Leo Black, and Leo Black alone. He came to me, begging to secure a future for his teammates. I agreed, but the legal clause is crystal clear. The sponsorship is legally bound to Leo Black. If Leo Black leaves, the contract automatically self-destructions.
The entire press hall went dead silent.
What? Leo Black himself? But he was just a player under Sierra's agency. Everything he owns belongs to the company.
Belongs to the company? Who told you my money binds to a third-rate agency? I only recognize one person. Whichever team Leo Black plays for, my billions follow him there.
Grace took a slow sip of champagne.
Look at her face, Leo. She's finally putting the pieces together. She's probably remembering how you wore beat-up sneakers and drove a trashy secondhand car when you two first met.
Grace rolled her eyes and snorted.
That greedy, superficial woman actually thought the sole heir to the Black Empire was just a broke, ordinary guy? Well, that's what you get for playing the rebellious rich boy who wanted to prove himself without daddy's money. You wanted to experience the simple life, Leo? Congratulations, you got a front row seat to a gold digger's true colors.
On the iPad screen, My father delivered the final, fatal blow.
Since you've kicked my son out of the squad, this team endorsement, and every future collaboration with my brands is officially dead. Have a miserable season.
My dad brutally cut the line. Then, a wild frenzy of camera flashes exploded. Jordan just stood there on the stage, frozen like a paralyzed statue, his stupid phone still glued to his ear. Downstage, Sierra panicked, and with a loud snap, her high heel broke. She crashed heavily onto the floor, right in front of the front row reporters. But she didn't even care about the pain. She scrambled to her feet like a madwoman, rushed onto the stage, and grabbed Jordan by his collar, completely losing her mind.
Do something, Jordan! Call him back! Tell him it's a misunderstanding! You said you are an Oxford elite! You said you could handle the sponsors better than Leo!
Sierra, I didn't know. Leo never said his dad was the chairman. I don't have his private number.
Miss Sierra, is it true that you kicked out your Golden Boot ex-husband for a fake PhD?
Director Trent, did you forge your Oxford degree just to steal Leo Black's position?
Without the Black Corporation's billions, your club is facing immediate bankruptcy. What is your strategy now? Get out of my face! We don't need Leo Black to survive! I will prove this team win without him! Jordan, move your useless ass! Move!
Grace closed her iPad and placed it on her lap. She let out a soft laugh, tinged with a hint of pleasure. Grace let out a soft snort, taking a slow sip of her champagne. Her sharp, beautiful eyes locked onto me.
You know what the funniest part is, Leo? You actually went through all that hell for a woman who didn't even know your real net worth.
I just wanted to make it on my own, Grace, without my family's shadow.
Oh, please. Make it on my own? I a Wandington in youer. Let's talk about how you made it. You hid your black card, wore third Clerc-sponsored boots, and played through 2 torn ligaments because you didn't want to use your father's private medical team. For 3 years, I watched my top defenders try to break your legs on the pitch, and you fought them off all by yourself, leading the league in goals. You literally dragged Trash Club to the top of the Premier League with your own ruined knees. And what did that blind ex-wife of yours do? She thought you were just a lucky nobody. She treated a world-class striker, a man who commands a 9-digit transfer fee in his sleep, like a broken tool she could replace with a fake degree clown.
I looked at Grace. Underneath her sharp tongue, I could see the blazing anger she held for how I was treated. I let out a low laugh, the tension in my chest completely dissolving.
Wow. If I didn't know any better, Grace, I'd think you've been secretly in love with my career.
In love? Don't flatter yourself, Captain Black. I just hate seeing a masterpiece get ruined by a cheap amateur. It offends my professional taste.
She opened a leather folder, slapping a new contract onto my lap.
All right, enough with the charity case. Sign this.
White Star Management? You really move fast, don't you?
I've officially acquired your exclusive rights. And guess what? Your dad already authorized the funds.
How much did the old man give you?
Enough to start a hostile takeover of Sierra's entire club by tomorrow afternoon.
You're going to buy out her whole empire?
Exactly. She wanted to kick you out? We're going to buy the building and kick her out. So, Captain Black?
Her lips curving slightly into a confident smile.
You ready to show your ex-wife what a real billionaire assassin looks like?
I gripped the pen, looking out of the chaotic media circus across the street.
Grace, I take back what I said.
Oh? And what's that?
Your hiring methods are absolutely brilliant.
Let's burn her little empire to the ground.
The next day, news of Leo Black's termination and his immediate signing with White Star Sports Management spread through the football world like wildfire. White Star had rented out the grand ballroom of the city's top luxury hotel for my signing press conference. The industry's elite agents and sporting directors were all there. But, more importantly, the front rows were filled with my former teammates. Not the toxic sycophants from Sierra's current squad, but my real brothers. These were the guys I played with during my early days, the ones who bled and sweat with me in the brutal relegation scraps of the lower leagues before I became a superstar. Back when I was hiding my billionaire identity, they treated me like family. Now that I was launching my counterattack, they didn't hesitate for a second. They collectively broke their contracts with their old agencies just to follow me to White Star. The only name missing from the guest list today was Sierra.
Leo, my next big transfer is entirely in White Star's hands now.
Exactly, Leo. Wherever you go, that's who we trust.
We only follow the Leo Black brand, period.
Right then, the heavy double doors of the ballroom were slammed open.
Leo Black!
Sierra's voice was incredibly sharp, instantly cutting through the chatter. Every eye in the room locked onto her. Beside her stood Jordan, looking stiff and miserable.
Grace White, White Star plays dirty. Stealing my star player and poaching my clients? This is malicious competition. You are a disgrace to the industry.
Grace gently set down the champagne glass.
Poaching is a bit accurate, Sierra. Leo Black left your agency legally, out in the open, and joined White Star upon our sincere invitation. As for which agency players choose, that is a matter of free will and market dynamics.
Sierra, with all due respect, when we signed with your agency, it was because of what Leo said in the dressing room. He said this club was a family. We came for Leo, not for the name of your agency. Wherever Leo goes, our contracts follow. It's that simple. Yeah. Hey, shouldn't your Oxford PhD director be doing some magic right now? Go sign some new talent, Sierra. Oh wait, I heard Oxford University issued an official statement on Twitter yesterday. No record of Jordan Trenner. What a joke.
The room erupted into roaring laughter. Jordan's face instantly turned the color of a bruised plum. Over the past few days, his life had been a living hell. The phone recording had been remixed into a viral meme with millions of views. His fake degree was a top trending topic. His own staff were secretly sending out CVs. Being publicly humiliated right now completely shattered the last of his fragile ego. Sierra frantically yanked his sleeve, desperately signaling him to shut up. But Jordan snapped. He violently shoved Sierra's hand away and stepped forward, pointing aggressively at the players and agents.
Enough! You think you lot are special? Just because you scored a few goals and won a couple of plastic trophies? Let me tell you something. Sierra Sports Management doesn't need you. From this day on, our agency refuses to represent anyone in this room or any club you represent. Remember this. Sierra is dumping you. Don't you dare come crawling back crying to us!
Dead silence. The kind of silence where you could hear a pin drop. Everyone looked at Jordan like he was a certified psycho, an absolute clown. Sierra's eyes went wide. The color completely drained from her face as she stumbled backward, nearly collapsing. She knew exactly what Jordan had just done. He hadn't just burned a bridge. He had nuclear bombed her entire network. He had just declared war on the core elite of the football world. Years of her hard work gone in 10 seconds.
Shut up!
Am I wrong?
Do you even know what you're saying?
Am I wrong about? We have pride. We don't need these toxic, superficial parasites.
I stood by the podium, watching the absolute circus unfold, watching Sierra's soul leave her body while Jordan dug their collective grave. It took everything in me not to burst out laughing. The ballroom remained in a stunned, heavy silence after Jordan's psychotic outburst. Grace, however, didn't look angry at all. In fact, she looked like a chess grandmaster who had just baited her opponent into a trap. She smoothly stepped forward, her elegant heels clicking against the marble floor as she took full control of the room.
Well, everyone, I believe we all just witnessed something historic. Mr. Jordan Tent, representing Sierra Sports Management, has officially declared war on the entire football industry.
A ripple of mocking laughter broke out among the sports directors in the front row.
Publicly defacing colleagues, attacking world-class players and ties with every major club in the league. Sierra, is this the world-class management about?
Sierra's face turned from white to a translucent green. She frantically tried to back away, but a wall of reporters blocked her exit, their cameras flashing like a firing squad.
Mrs. Sierra, does this mean your agency is officially bankrupt? Director Trent, are you throwing a tantrum because Oxford University Billionaire minus they're jealous! They're all parasites! We don't need any of you!
Parasites? The men you just insulted control 90% of the transfer market. White Star certainly appreciates you handing us a monopoly. But your severe lack of basic education is frankly embarrassing.
She turned her sharp, ice-cold gaze directly onto Sierra, who looked like she was about to faint.
White Star officially reserves all legal rights to sue for defamation. And I ask everyone here to be our witness.
I decided it was time to put the final nail in their coffin. I swirled the champagne in my glass, stepping up right beside Grace. I looked down on my ex-wife with nothing but pity.
You always wanted to be the biggest name in the business, Sierra. Congratulations. By tomorrow morning, every newspaper in Europe will know exactly who you are.
Sierra looked up at me, her lips trembling, her eyes filled with a sudden, horrifying realization of what she had lost.
Leo, please.
But you heard the lady. Our event didn't invite Sierra Sports Management.
Grace smiled beautifully, making a polite, dismissing gesture toward the double doors.
Security, please escort our uninvited guests out. They are pointing the air.
4 massive, 6'4" security guards stepped out from the shadows. They grabbed Jordan by his arms, lifting him off his feet, and shoved a weeping, stumbling Sierra right out of the grand ballroom.
You'll see! You'll all regret this! We have pride!
The heavy oak doors shut, cutting off his pathetic screams. The entire ballroom immediately erupted into thunderous applause, raising their glasses to Grace and me. The war was officially declared, and we hadn't even broken a sweat. At 7 a.m., my bedroom door was brutally kicked open. Before I could even open my eyes, my blankets were ripped away. I groaned, burying my face in a pillow.
Get your lazy ass up, Captain Black. The circus is in town, and I bought us front row tickets.
Grace, it's 7 in the morning. I'm a retired millionaire today. Let me sleep.
No chance.
She didn't hesitate. She literally grabbed me by my ankles and dragged me down the mattress. Before I could even complain, a fresh toothbrush, a tube of mint toothpaste, and a cold towel were tossed squarely onto my face. She, leaning over me, her arms crossed, looking down like a beautiful dictator.
Brush your teeth, wash your face, and put on a hoodie. Sierra's big transfer negotiation is happening at the league headquarters across town in an hour. We are going.
I pulled the towel off my face, blinking squinty eyes at her. She was already fully dressed in a flawless, sharp designer suit, looking radiant and smelling faintly of expensive jasmine.
Are you a robot? Do you even sleep?
I sleep on the flight to Paris, Leo. Now you have exactly 4 minutes before I drag you out to the car in your boxers. Your choice.
10 minutes later, I was slumped in the passenger seat of her luxury SUV, wrapped in an oversized black hoodie and dark sunglasses, looking like a grumpy celebrity hiding from the paparazzi. Grace was driving, her white-gloved hands gripping the steering wheel as she skillfully navigated the morning traffic. I took a slow sip of the coffee. It was exactly how I liked it. Triple shot, no sugar. I glanced sideways at her.
You know, if you wanted to go on a morning date with me, Grace, you could have just asked. You didn't have to use my toxic ex-wife as an excuse.
A date? Dream on, Black. I'm an investor. I just like supervising my assets.
And right now, watching your ex-wife's agency implode is the best return on investment I could ask for.
You're a sadist, you know that?
I prefer the term shrewd businesswoman. Now eat your protein bar and shut up. We're here.
An hour after being violently woken up, I found myself sitting next to Grace in the dimly lit VIP observation gallery at the back of the conference hall. Through the one-way glass, we had a perfect front-row view of the meeting room, and oh, what a view it was. Jordan was sitting next to a young, terrified-looking forward from a newly promoted club. He was wearing a flashy designer suit that Sierra had clearly gone into debt to buy, trying desperately to look like a mega agent. He was babbling about Oxford sports science and Premier League standards. Sierra was sitting nervously in the corner. The opposing club's sporting director looked exhausted. Finally, the actual financial negotiation started. Jordan cleared his throat, puffed out his chest, and stood up. His mind obviously went completely blank.
Mr. Director, distinguished colleagues, we believe your salary proposal is a bit too stingy. We're all football people here. Let's not let money ruin our friendship. Tell you what, after this meeting, dinner is on me. Let's grab a drink, become friends, and just push that number up a bit, yeah?
Next to me in the dark gallery, Grace snorted, nearly choking on her morning iced Americano.
Oh my God. He's trying to negotiate a multi-million-pound Premier League contract like he's buying vegetables at a street market.
Through the glass, the opposing director's face twisted into utter disbelief.
Mr. Trent, this is a professional transfer negotiation, not a pub crawl. Please address the salary structure and the release clause line by line.
Jordan visibly flinched, sweat immediately ruining his expensive hairstyle. He began frantically shuffling through his papers. Suddenly, he slammed his hand on a document. his voice screeching with excitement.
Mr. Director, this document is fraudulent, a massive violation. Your club didn't report last season's transfer revenue in your official financial reports. This is a breach of financial fair plays. We demand an immediate report to the FA.
A dead, suffocating silence filled the room. The young forward next to Jordan opened his mouth in pure horror, frantically kicking Jordan under the table.
Mr. Trent, that is not our club's financial statement.
Don't try to deny it. It's right here in black and white.
Mr. Trent, you are currently holding your own client's private bank statements. You just publicly broadcast your own player's personal financial privacy to the entire room.
Jordan froze. He looked down. In bold letters at the top of the page was his own player's name and bank account number, listing every single bonus and penny he had earned. The entire meeting room erupted into roaring, uncontrollable laughter. Journalists at the back were burying their faces in their hands. In the corner, Sierra looked like her soul had just left her body. I leaned back in my seat, letting out a long, deeply satisfied laugh. The sleepiness was completely gone.
Wow. I take it back, Grace. Washing my teeth was totally worth it. The guy just leaked at his own players' data.
Oh, it gets better. Because he just leaked how low the kid's actual salary is, the buying club is going to slash their offer. The transfer will collapse and the kid will owe 150 grand in penalties for breaching his current contract.